Welcome, welcome, boys. This is the Camaro. I figured we can do a walk around and talk about it because of all the time I've owned it. The only videos we see of it when I'm doing actual repairs on it. And these days, it's rarely at my house anymore, unless I'm taking it to a car show. Since we just got back from Bloomington Gold, and we took the Corvette this year, as we have the last few years. Since it's here in the driveway, before I drop it back off and swap it out for the Dakota, which is a vehicle I've already done a walk around with, let's do one for the Camaro. So, I bought it brand new in 2010. Had 666 miles on it, so I guess they drove it from someplace to the dealership that I bought it. It has the 6.2 liter LS3 engine, which you only get with the 6-speed manual. If you got the automatic, I think you got like an L98 engine or something like that. Something that has that cylinder deactivation mode, and is otherwise kind of lame. But we don't have that because we have the 6-speed, so we have the true good Corvette V8 engine in it. It's mostly stock, with a few mods I've made. One being the Corsa exhaust. Has 34,000 miles on it. It just rolled over to 34,000 on the way home. This gas cap door is new. By new, I mean that was one of the first things I had done to it. I got some catalog from the dealership when I bought the car. They mailed it to me that had some fun Corvette stuff that's licensed by GM, so I don't know if you can get it from the dealer, but they gave me the information, so I still qualify that as some sort of stock. Because if I can buy it from something the dealership gave me, or the dealership itself, it's still OEM. As far as I'm concerned. We have some SS valve stem caps, which were stolen only once briefly, because I picked the car up at night from the dealership and noticed all 4 of my valve stem caps were missing after I went to go fill it up at the gas station. I took a step back and was like, man, that's a good looking car. And I was like, where's my valve stem? Yeah, they stole both of them on this side. Walked around the other side, noticed all 4 were gone. I was like, that son of a bitch. Stayed the night at my grandpa's, went back first thing in the morning, right when they opened. It was like, I want my valve stems back. Give me my caps. Got them. Has the Brembo brakes. This is the 2SS. These gills I got, I believe, from the dealership as well. It didn't come with the gills stripes on it when I first got it. It did have the hockey stick stripes. And there's a big solid stripe on it as well. The Autobot emblems, like $134 a piece from the dealership. SS gives you the Boston Premium sound system. A speaker up here on the dash. The gauge cluster pack down here in front of the shifter. Can't see it now, it's too bright, but there's like this little LED strip that glows in here. Runs from this whole panel over while the doors are open. You can see it better at night. I believe you can also see it at night just when the interior lighting comes on. So the seats are in excellent condition. This one more so than the driver, since this one is sat in less frequently. And of course the back seat is in better shape than both the fronts, since it really never gets used. Got these aftermarket floor mats in there to protect my factory floor mats. Windows do that thing where when you open them, they go down a scotch. And when you close the door, windows go back up the rest of the way. Got the sunroof. We got a little bit of I guess stretching of the leather lines in the leather that are visible on the bolsters there from me getting in and out of it over the years. I believe also from a lot of equipment I had on my belt from getting in and out of it, because I used to have to wear a duty belt getting in and out of this thing. I'm pretty sure there had been some times I'd worn it. I usually tried to not wear it, but, you know, sometimes it is what it is. Same with over on this bolster. We got a little bit going on there. It has also been performance tuned on the dynamometer to squeeze out any of that extra horsepower I can get from it. And also eliminate the speed limiter, because the speed limiter was set to 155. You couldn't go any faster than that. If you did, warning would show up in that little spot on the instrument cluster where your digital speedo is. It would say speed limited to 155. I also have the SLP Blackwing intake. This is another thing I got from that catalog the dealership sent me. So normally it's got this big huge like muffler thing that hangs off on the side and obstructs your view of the engine here, I guess to quiet it down a little, the air turbulence. But that's kind of gay, so we got rid of that, put this in here, and then it's got one of those new air filters that you can clean out like a K&N. I also have the oil catch can in here, which I drain every oil change. I think next time it needs an oil change, I'll have to do that and condition this filter, because it's been a while since I've oiled it. One thing I do like about the LS is thermostat is a nice metal housing here, unlike the LT ones, which I noticed while I was at the car show the other day. The LT ones, it's in a different spot. It's maybe a little bit higher up in the engine or something, but it's in this general area, and it's plastic, of course. So they just don't build them the way they used to. Even this thing's built not the way they used to. But I haven't had to really do anything to it other than the general maintenance. I have never replaced the thermostat in it. I've only replaced the coolant every 5 years, so I've replaced it twice. Replaced it in 15 and 20. I've replaced the battery, the catch can, that's it. The transmission fluid I've changed once, the differential fluid I've changed once, and the oil I've changed, I don't know, 20 times maybe. The dealership did it 4 of those times because they gave me a free deal. You get 4 free oil changes when you buy the car, so I do have that. And then I did it every time after that, maybe once a year or every other year, depending on how often I drove it. Drove a lot more when I first got it. Some of my parts in here, as you can see, still have the factory stickers on it. Some of them are not legible anymore because the car has been driven in rain. I have been caught in some rainstorms. Generally try to avoid that from happening, but as you can see, most of the stuff in here is still in pretty good condition. Belt, the other belt for the AC. AC works. Got a little bit of patina here on these aluminum parts. This car, when it was living in the city, used to park on and over some grass before I got all that gravel poured. Replaced the brake fluid, I guess technically clutch fluid, because I've not replaced the fluid in the brake lines. All I've done is opened that up, and then sucked all the brake fluid out, pumped new brake fluid in, poured it in rather, and then had Katie pump the clutch pedal like several hundred times, and I just kept changing the fluid over and over again. That's how you can change your clutch fluid, because they share the same reservoir, unlike, I think the GTO is the car you can get the mod for, where you can get the brake fluid reservoir and a separate clutch reservoir and just rewire some, or repipe some things, and that way they can have their own separate reservoir, so your clutch fluid can't contaminate the brake fluid, etc., etc. Cabin air filter I've replaced once. I probably need to replace that again now, since it's been several years. But that's just an overview and a look of the Camaro. When I bought this thing, I had I had the gray Vet, the 84, and the red 93 Vet that I still have. I had traded my 2005 Chrysler Crossfire Convertible Limited for this thing. Got some trunk space in here. Mostly I just have it filled with cleaning supplies. Underneath there is the air compressor. If you get a flat that you can air up and go. Also has some sort of self-sealing goo in it. And there's also battery under here as well. I've also fixed the sunroof drain issue that apparently plagued these things. I know it did this one. That's one drain. This is the other drain. If you go under here, it would leak right where that hose and that boot, that elbow join, and it would leak all in your interior, your trunk here. And it would smell gross, it would be gross, and sometimes you'd start having random check engines and things, because you have a fuse box. I think it's on this side, the right side, that would be getting wet. So that's happened a few times, but I finally hose clamped those up, and now we don't have leaks anymore from the sunroof. So if that's a problem you have on your Gen 5 and you're watching this video before you watch my how you fix that thing, that's how you fix that. Of course, it's been in one crash, and that was that broad who crashed into the back of me while we were stopped for an ambulance passing going the opposite direction. Smashed into the back and destroyed this whole back clip, my factory exhaust. I'm sure she pushed the shit in, damaged the wheel liners. The trunk deck lid was still saved, but everything else was damaged and repaired. It was about $11,000 worth of damage, I believe. And I was going to get new Corsa exhaust on it anyway. I'm just glad that they didn't have any for the car with the ground effects package at the Bloomington show I was at, and I had to order it, because they were doing free installs if you could get it there. So I'd been super pissed if I'd have put that Corsa on, and then she smashed up my new Corsa, so then I had to go and rebuy that again. So instead she smashed up the OEM exhaust. I was going to buy Corsa anyway, because now it's completely destroyed, so if I'm going to put new exhaust on it now, might as well put the Corsa on, not even bother with the factory. But that's it. There she is, my 2010 Camaro 2SS. Does not have the RS package. It's really the only option it doesn't, unless you want to argue the automatic transmission is an option it doesn't have, but autos are gay, so I don't consider that a loss. You can tell that because I just have white SS. If you have red SS badges, and then you have the RS package, and then you'll also have those little halo lights instead of the reflector lights. And your rims are like polished aluminum instead of this painted magnesium. And that's all I can recall you getting with the RS. I do believe something with the taillights are like a slightly different color, but I can't actually see that, so either I'm wrong or I'm incorrect on that. But it's getting warmer out now. I've been rambling on for damn near 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and get this thing through the car wash, get it parked, get the Dakota back here, and then we'll catch you in the next video, whatever that one may be. So, I guess let me know if you want to see more walk-arounds of my other cars, because I do believe at this time it's just the Dakota and this that I have done that with. And maybe some here and there on the Beetle, but never a true walk-around of it. But she's not 100% done yet, so that'll be a minute. I'm going to wait till that one's actually all the way done. And we also have a new car that we purchased. Because of course I did. I can't go 1 year without purchasing a car. I bought the Dakota at the beginning of the year. I was like, maybe I can make it the whole year. No, we already bought another one. That will be on the channel soon-ish. Once I reveal it and show what we got to do to it and what we've done to it. So catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching, boys. Peace.